Hi everyone. So welcome to StunnerShare. So in this video, what we are going to see. So I just conducted a poll in the Telegram channel to know like three options I gave. Like one is like when to buy an option. Do you want to know when to buy an option, or do you want to know when to sell an option, or do you want to know how to exit stock market? So these were the poll. This is the poll I conducted, and majority of the votes went for how to when to buy the option, how to know that when to buy an option. So that was the answer given by everyone. Like that was the maximum number of votes given by everyone. So so I don't want to disappoint anyone. So I'll also make video on the how to know when to sell an option as well, and how to know when to exit the stock market. That is like a funny one, but I'll try to make a video on that as well, like explaining what are the pros and cons and how you need to understand and all those things. Okay. So now coming to how to know when to buy an option. So basically, what actually we need when we buy an option. Okay, so for example, so the stock can go anyway, like it can go upside, it can go downside. But when we buy an option, what actually needs to happen is like the stock has to trend, okay, either on the upside or on the downside. If suppose the when you buy an option and the stock is in range bound, what will happen to your price of the what will happen to the strike premium of the option what you bought? It will like start to decay. See, there are option Greeks which you need to understand to actually work on options. Like for option selling, basically you need to understand IV, theta, gamma, and all those stuffs you need to understand, and then only you'll be able to make some decent amount of returns in option by selling. But in the case of option buying, you need to give more priority to the only one factor. I would say it is time, which is can be also called as theta or decay, whatever is happening. So whenever the time goes, like assume the stock you have bought is around 335, and what happens is like at the end of the day also the price was like going till 336 and going to 334 and ultimately remained at 335. What will happen is like your option premium will start to decrease. Okay, so in that case what you need to understand is like very simple, that if you want the stock like the price, the option stock option price to go up, or like you bought a call option, it has to move up, or you bought a put option, it has to move up. What has to happen is like it should not move in a sideways nature, it should move only in the trending nature. Okay, and people who are is following secret of book reading and whatever the videos have uploaded in the YouTube channel, by now you guys would have understand what are the stocks you need to choose to buy stock options. Okay, so if you guys have no idea about that, let me again tell you. So a stock, whenever you are deciding to go for an option buying, you need to do you need to concentrate on the stock which has a trending nature. So how you will know whether the stock can trend today, or how you will know whether the stock can trend for the day? Very simple. There are two concepts which has been discussed in Secret of Pivot Boss book. One is called as narrow CPR, and another one is called as inside camera line. Okay. So what happens when a CPR is narrow, or when a CPR is like an inside CPR? What happens? So whenever a narrow CPR comes, the possibility of trending is higher. Also note, the possibility of trending is higher, but it is not like 100% possibility of trending. So whenever a narrow CPR comes, the possibility of trending nature is higher. And at the same time, whenever an inside camera log comes, the possibility of trending nature is also higher. So if suppose you wanted to decide for a stock and you wanted to go for an option buying, then what you need to do is like, first of all, analyze a particular stock and keep it ready. So analyze a particular stock and keep it ready in the sense, if you want to go for a stock buying. For example, today I took a scenario of Bandhan Bank. So this is the Bandhan Bank chart. Let me remove all this. This is the Bandhan Bank chart. Okay, this is the current day's movement. Fine. So I have already analyzed this stock, and what I could see is like Bandhan Bank is traveling inside a channel sort of. Okay, so we can call this as a channel. So what I would say is like this Bandhan Bank is traveling inside a channel, and now it has start to rest at the channel. And after this particular day, where the good support has been taken, though the candle has a good bearish candle, but at the lower end, the wick is there. The next day, it was a very, very weak day. It formed the inside bar tape. And ultimately, what happened is like it formed a inside CPR. So if you see between R3 and S3, there is a R3 and S3 of today. So ultimately, today it formed a inside Camarilla. So two things I got from the stock. One is the stock is at support and it is trying to take a support and it has given an inside bar. And second thing what I noticed is like it has come inside a inside camera. So one thing is like, okay, the stock has taken support, so it has a possibility to move up. Second thing is like the stock has given an inside camera. So let's consider the first case. The stock has taken support, but that doesn't mean that the stock once after taking support it has to go like this. It can go like this also. Fine. So my concept for now is like I'm not telling you guys to go for an option buying in a positional basis. Got my point? I am just trying to tell you guys that try an option buying for intraday basis. So for intraday, what you actually need is like the particular stock at least has to move more than 2%. Okay, so if you guys see over here, the open is 337 and the high is 349, nearly 12 points. So 4% this stock has already moved. So if you are able to get a stock which can move more than 2% or 3%, then that means the options will start to increase. Option premium will start to increase. And by that, you can gain some amount of money when you are going for option buying. Okay, so next day, like this stock can still come over here, do legs, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and after a couple of months also it can go till this zone. Like this zone in the case, what I'm trying to say is like this particular zone. It can go till here. But for me, I just took a stock which is at support and which has also formed an inside bar. And now people will ask like how you were able to decide Bandhan Bank has taken support. See, I have done some analysis, manual analysis, like just seeing the chart and check what is happening, which one is weak and which one is doing good and all those things. And one more hint what I gave you is like in the Telegram channel, if you go and see, I had told that sell Nifty and buy Bank Nifty. You guys can check on the Telegram whatever post I have posted. So that is one other hint. So whenever I'm saying buy Bank Nifty, so that means I'm a bit bullish on Bank Nifty or I am not that bearish on Bank Nifty. So I was just checking the stock which can do well, and by that way only I got Bandhan Bank. Even HDFC Bank is also looking good. I'm not saying no, even HDFC Bank is looking good, but I did not get a proper second criteria like inside camera law or a good reversal sign. So if you guys see this particular place, this stock, okay, it has given a lower wick, but the next day the stock still showed some bearishness. Okay, so I will not be able to go for a buy side out here. But in the case of Bandhan Bank, I got a clear point like, okay, the stock is taking a support. And if suppose this day can come as a green candle and that can also form a morning star. Okay, so all these criteria I was just giving a check, and then I was like, okay, Bandhan Bank is good for suitable for option buying. Okay, and after taking a support, after seeing some going to have a good move, then I decided finally that okay, now if the stock falls under inside camera, then we can go for it. And today the stock falls under the inside camera, and after that, if you see, it has given a good move. Okay, one single candle also given a good move. Now which option to take and which one to take, and all these questions will be there. So when the stock opened, it was around 337. So it is better to choose a stock which is at the 330 strike price. So this is the strike price is better to take. And if you also see, the stock boomed like anything. This is the move what you need. And if you see the previous day, let me take like this. Okay, in this side, I will consider Bandhan Bank. Okay, so Bandhan Bank yesterday, if you see, the stock opened around here and closed at the same price, and but the option was like continuously decaying. Okay, so whenever the stock is trying to be in a range bound, you will not be able to see much movement. You will not be able to get even the positions. If you see, it is just a line and not able to see any movement at all. Whenever the stock is in the sideways nature, but when the stock is in a good bull side move, and see how this premium has got increased. Okay, so this is how you need to decide like whether to go for an option buying. So what I have told is like, for an option buying to go, first of all you need to know whether the stock is going to trend. For that, if suppose you have decided the stock is going to trend, then what you need to do is like, you need to check whether where the stock is, whether it is at the support zone or whether it is the resistance zone, and how you can decide like go for a buy or go for a sell, or what you need to do for that. Okay, and go for the sell in the sense taking a put. So what I would say is like, I saw that okay, the Bandhan Bank has taken some support and the index has already fallen a bit, so I was expecting some bullish nature in Bandhan Bank, and Bandhan Bank is also at the channel support, and next day it has not moved much and it was having a inside bar, and accordingly the inside camera law also came. So this told me that okay, Bandhan Bank is in a scenario where it can go for a good upside move, or like I was bullish, so a good upside move was I was expecting. So 330 put call option was the good one what I was expecting to take. So ultimately, what happened is like, I took a trade today. So it was, if you guys see, 330 call option, I bought it around 23 and sold it around 26. Okay, so if you see 950, I took a trade, and 1050, 1050 to 1050, 1 hour I was holding a trade, and I got a decent amount of 5,490. So how was I able to make that? Because I was able to understand what Bandhan Bank was doing, whether Bandhan can trend, and whether it is good to buy CE, and whether it is good to take a PE, or what is the exit criteria, what is the entry criteria, and all those things were understood and all those things were studied, and that is how I was able to make a good profit. If you see, this is a candle which was like 1055 or 1056 candle. So one disadvantage in the option buying is like, let me show you guys. So one disadvantage is like, sometimes you see no movement at all. At those time, you will not be able to exit the stock at all. Okay, so you need to have some sort of movement, and that is why even at this zone it was around 24.6, 24.6, and this zone around 24.3, and in one single candle it went up till like 4 points or 5 points it is given, but I exited at the market price and it got exited around 25.6 or 20. I'm not sure what is the price. Let me see again. So around 26.5. So this has exited in market price. So it should have at least gone till 28 or 27. So that would have been a good price to exit. But ultimately, these things are the disadvantages. Okay. But whenever so for example, this, okay, let me take another case. Okay, this stock, if you see, yesterday it went for a circuit. Okay, so when the stock went for a circuit from here to here, no one should consider touching the stock again for an option buying. Okay, so one day it has gone completely up. You need to wait for it to settle down, and that is where you need to go for option selling. So basically, whenever the stock is having a narrow CPR, whenever the stock is having an inside camera, try to analyze the stock and see where the stock is, whether at the resistance or not the support. And you need to make sure that the stock has to trend for your option buying to be successful. If the stock is not able to trend, then ultimately your premium will further decrease and it will give you loss. And also, I do not suggest anything over here like positional option buying at all. This is something with regards to intraday option buying. And also note that you need to know your exit criteria. Okay, just by the one big candle, I did not exit the trade. You guys need to understand that concept as well. So let me show over here. So I said that this candle is where I exited. Okay, not this candle. This is after I exited this candle, not at the doji. I exited at this big candle. Why I exited at the big candle? Because it has a good trending nature. It has moved from here to here. 4% move is there, and now there is a gap zone which is occurring. Okay, it might face some resistance, come down, take a support at this zone. Okay, take a support at this zone, and then it can boom up. Anything can happen, or today itself again it can come like this and then can boom up. Anything can happen, but I could see that okay, there is some sort of resistance over here, gap resistance over there. So market or Bandhan Bank can take some resist and take some time to go further upside. So that is why I exited the trade for Bandhan. Okay, so you need to understand where you need to enter the trade. You need to actually understand. Then only you will be able to know your exit criteria. So I entered the trade over here. Okay, I enter the trade over here, and I know if suppose if it is able to go above this zone, then ultimately it can go till here. Okay, so I was like, okay, 2% move is already there. So we can go for a move, and already it is a inside Camarilla, and policy RBI policy update is there, and RBI policy update also I was expecting somewhat bullishness, and ultimately market started going up. See, news criteria and all those things keep it aside, but I'm just giving you an example. What like today RBI policy also happened. So you need to know where you need to exit. Okay, so you need to know where you need to enter. So I'm like, okay, this first candle is good, bullish candle. Okay, it is what thing? It is actually engulfed a lot of candles. The entire half day, previous half day session was engulfed. Okay, good. So if suppose I'm entering, I was waiting for some candle just to see how the market is going to react, and the next candle was also good. So I was like, okay, let's enter over here and let's keep the SL over here itself. If suppose if it is going to break, then that's it. It has to go for some more. I don't want to hold a trade at all. If it is going to hit, then that's it. Got hit and exit. So ultimately, the market, I was like waiting, and another like half an hour or 45 minutes, the market started going up. And I know that I have to exit over here. Why I have to exit over here? Because there is a gap zone over here, and it can take some time of rest. And after that, it can again go up. But to me, I'm like, okay, I'm happy with this, and so I'm exiting the trade. So got it, guys. So this is how you need to choose a stock for option buying, and you need to know whether the stock can perform like trend or not. Only if it is trending, then option buying is good. And if the stock is going to trend, and if you have done all the analysis on the daily chart or on the hourly chart, then you need to decide where you have to take a trade. And if you are going to take a trade, you need to know what would be your exit criteria. So if all these things are set, then you can go for it. Clear. I also told about the disadvantages in the option buying. Sometimes the option price do not get executed, and you need to give for a market order, and at that time the stock price can be like up or down, but you need to accept whatever you're getting. Clear. And that is how I showed you one example of Bandhan Bank, and that is how I traded in Bandhan Bank. So this is all from my side on this video, and in the next video I'll cover. And if you guys have any questions, do let me know in the comment section so that I can help you guys on that, or mail me so that I'll be able to help you out on that as well. And in the next video, I'll be covering on the options selling, how to choose a stock for option selling, and how you need to for intraday. I'm saying not for swing. Okay, so intraday. And please do remember that whatever I've said in this video, always disclaimer applicable. Do not be like, okay, I got this content from this channel, so this channel is necessary for all the profits and losses. No, I don't. I'm not responsible for like your profits as well as your loss. So I'm just giving you a knowledge, or whatever I have studied, or whatever I have experienced, so whatever I have applied. So it is up to you guys to whether to use or not. But what I would say is like, do some back testing, just see some trades, what it is happening, and understand whether it is happening correctly or not. And then only you will be able to then only you need to at least try it in a live market. Until then, you are confident and you have done some backtest and all those things, do not ever try this at all, because options can burn your hands as well. Okay, and if suppose the stock reverses, obviously your premium will be decaying very fast, and obviously you will be losing a lot of money. So always be cautious on that note, and try to and try to understand that option buying is also risky, and try to first of all learn, practice, and then try to go for the trade. And apart from this, what I would also say is like, if suppose this is a monthly contract and there is no weekly contract for the stock, so I've chosen a monthly contract. And if suppose you are in the last week of the monthly contract, that means the last week in the sense, the Thursday of that of that month, you will be the expiry will be done. At that case, do not choose the current month options. You have to choose the next month option. So that is also a safer side one. Clear. A lot of things, a lot of criteria has to be understood and has to be learned. So try to practice, and then you can go for any trade if you want. So that's it for me, and guys. Thanks for staying tuned for more.